Welcome back to the Mad Monday podcast, brought to you as always by 4 and 20 Pies, the perfect at-home snack for watching rugby league. But Dai, we're not at home, are we? Right now we're out at Mount Smart Stadium, all thanks to Hallensteins. So I've got the hoodie on, I've just stolen it off the rack.
Yeah, took the one with no logo on it.
I know. Well, you were sitting right there, you could have said something. And sitting right in front of it as well, still sitting there, is Marcelo Montoya. Good afternoon, Marcelo. How are you, mate?
Hey team, I'm good. Hey Dai.
It's good to see you, mate.
Always good to see you guys.
I know you were worried about Dai in particular really holding your feet to the fire.
On what?
So I'd like to start with the first question if I could.
Yes.
I was talking to your wife this morning.
Yes.
You guys have got a pretty big announcement to make?
Yes. About something coming up very, very soon. We're very excited. So
you've got a podcast coming out.
Yes. yes.
What's the podcast about?
Yes. It's pretty much about her taking the piss out of me, me taking the piss out of her. I guess just how we live day to day, married life, how she puts up with my shit, how I put up with her, and it's pretty cool. It's actually quite fun, to be honest. I'm enjoying filming that with her at home, with our producer Adam as well. So it's been cool, and I'm keen to get it out there soon.
Have we got a name, like mucking in with the Montoyas?
Yes, that's it.
Is it?
Yeah.
You picked it in one, Dai.
The Montoyas. The Montoyas. So it's different. I mean, it sounds a bit dicky, to be honest. Like, it sounds like we're taking the piss, but we're actually giving it a red hot crack. So no, it's pretty cool.
Do you ever say anything? You know, when you're doing a podcast, you can sometimes push it a bit far. Do you ever say anything that then, once you're not recording, you get a few evil looks?
Oh, mate, I say like pretty much what's on my mind in the moment, and I get the evil looks in that. So there's no hiding from it, to be honest. But it's all love. It's pretty cool, to be honest. Like I was saying before, so I'm excited for it to come out and for everyone to see how we live, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it as well. At the moment, you're out with an injury. What's the injury?
Yeah, just a groin, a grade 1 kind of strain though, but. I got a scan on it, and it was like they thought it was a strain. It was grade 1 low, and then kind of ended up being a bit more jointy. So that's why it kind of pulled me back a few more weeks.
Yeah.
But hopefully on track to return next week or week after. But at the moment, it's feeling a lot better. So yeah, positive news.
What can you even do for a groin? Just a lot of massage? Or?
Oh, literally, yeah. I mean, no, not even, Like, you can't get in there with much pressure. Just, I guess, heaps of glute work, getting those hips strong. And yeah, just keeping it low key at home.
Yeah.
Hey, how do scans work? Like, I take it you don't just get a lift down to Auckland Hospital and sit in the emergency room with everyone waiting for a scan. Do you have a little backdoor access or something? Or
Yeah, no, it's a good question, Dai. We actually get scanned out at St. John's, and it's literally MRI, but they book us in there as fast as they can. However, if there's someone's booked in, then we obviously have to wait a few days, but they get us in there quite fast. And it's in and out pretty much. So we're pretty lucky we get that front door service. We're in and out straight away, and it's pretty seamless the way we get it done. So it's pretty cool, and yeah.
Because I always get interested when the commentators halfway through a game, they go, "Oh, we've spoken to someone it's a patella, it's a tear there." I'm going, how do they know? You know, they're just looking at you hobbling off.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Well, I think on the sidelines, the physios do some testing and stuff straight away. So it's pretty much just their kind of take on, they test it and say, it's a low grade groin strain, or if they're testing the knee, they're pretty good, to be honest. Like, they know straight away. Obviously, their expertise, so they're good at what they do. And
with the HIAs, how does that work? Do you have a different set of questions to everyone?
Yeah, is that what it is? Questions.
I feel like it's questions. But then sometimes, however, the NRL can just say, hang on, it's a Cat 1 straight away. Which is unusual sometimes, because the boys might feel okay and they get up, but then they say, no, Cat 1, you can't even do the testing.
And that's just what they've taken off the vision, or
yeah.
I think it looks like if Herb Dean from the UFC would have stopped the fight, then that's probably a Cat 1. I think the other one is when the hands go, then they start throwing up the gang signs. That's sort of a Cat 1 as well. Anytime they get it. What are the questions that they ask you?
So they ask you to read the months backwards.
I reckon I'd struggle with that
months
right
backwards. Now. That's pretty, that's the easy one for me. The hard one for me is they give you the numbers as well. So, but like they give you numbers, so they'll go up to like 3 numbers. So 1, 2, 3. Then you got to repeat that backwards. But they go all the way up to like 6 numbers. So it might be like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you got to repeat it backwards. And they do that about 5, 6 times. That's the hardest one I find hard. And then
I couldn't do that without a head knock.
oh mate, it's if I did it
so
now.
do they make it easy maybe for some of the folks in the team who are struggling a bit on the best of days?
No, it's all the same. So it's tough. And then what else they do? They
So
give you
it's the
10
same-
words to remember as well, Manaia. So you have to. So like they say 10 words, you got to remember those words, and then they'll ask you like after all the testing, they'll ask you for those 10 words again.
I could get it. This could be a good phishing scam. So can you give me your credit card and the 3 CCV numbers?
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
And your PIN number?
Yeah.
Is your birthday? So they ask the same questions for a prop that they'd ask for like a halfback.
Yeah,
Oh, that's brutal. That is tough.
literally.
It's just been announced that you guys are heading off to Vegas for the opening round next year. We're working on getting ourselves over there as well. How excited are you to go over to Vegas?
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's obviously something that's pretty awesome for the club to be able to experience that. At the same time, it's like we don't look too far ahead. I know this year's been tough, but at the same time, it's something that we don't want to look too far ahead. But it's also exciting for our fans, for our team as well, and obviously to be able to go over there and play. I guess that's where everyone wants to be playing over in America. So it's exciting times ahead.
I saw the status of Warriors fans over there this year when we weren't even playing. So wait till we get there.
Yeah,
it's going to be epic.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Who's the most concerning player to take over to Las Vegas, do you reckon? You're flying into Vegas.
Yeah.
You're getting off the plane. Who's the one that the coach is like, hey, watch yourself over the next week?
It's a good question. Our crew is pretty tame, to be honest. Like even the single boys are quite chill, but I'll be looking forward to see how Rocco Berry experiences his time over there. I think he'll enjoy it. So
He'll have eyes like saucers, won't he?
for sure. So it'll be exciting to see him over there and just enjoying it.
Just before the game against the Raiders, they blow their big traditional horn. Just behind the horn, there was a guy ripping a can cone. What's the wildest thing you've seen at Mount Smart Stadium in the stands?
I seen that. I was in tears. I heard you guys talking about on the ACC commentary, and I said, "Are these boys just wasted, or what's going on?" So I didn't realize what was going on. And then one of the boys showed me at training on Saturday. They said, "No," showed me a photo of old mate just ripping a big one, and I said, "Holy!" But I don't know. I haven't seen. I mean. Bro, like our fans are passionate. Yeah, but like our fans are real passionate. So, but there's none of that kind of stuff at our games, But just how passionate our fans are and how loud they are, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it's epic. Like we went along to the All Blacks England game, right?
Yeah.
And I was amazed how quiet. I'm used to coming to Mount Smart, and I was amazed how quiet it was.
Yeah.
And there still would have been almost double the amount of people that fit into Mount Smart, but it just made me appreciate how awesome the Mount Smart faithful are. Win, lose or draw, they're here partying, they're here supporting the boys.
Yeah, for sure. And even like on the back of last year, like this year's been a tough year for us, but they're still getting out. Like the stadiums are sold out and they're showing their support and love for us. So it means a lot to us. And when you're running out to a packed out Mount Smart, it's kind of daunting for opposition. Like coming here, first of all, to travel to New Zealand and then to play against us with a packed out stadium, it's a hard job to get done. And I've been on the back end of it as well before I came to the Warriors. So I've experienced it on both ends and I much prefer it to be on this end,
How's it with the pressure though? Like, because obviously the year's not panning out exactly how you would have thought at the beginning. You must feel an odd pressure though, like going, the fans are all here, we've got to go hard out. But then sometimes the harder you try, the worse it ends up going for you.
No, for sure, Dai. I think for us it's more frustrating. I think it's more the internal pressure. Like we expect so much from ourselves and we work so hard and we expect the best from ourselves, especially what we did last year. And you know that, and we know what we're capable of when we put our best team out there and when we're playing our best. However, at times this year it just hasn't clicked, and it's frustrating for us. And like you said about the fans, they just come out and they just turn up for us week in, week out, and that gives us a bit more drive. We don't feel the pressure more so for them, but it's more the internal pressure because we know what we're capable of as a team, as a club as well. And it's been disappointing at times this year, to be honest. But I mean, for myself, I always say it. I reckon we've got the best fan base in the whole NRL. And I seen that out at Magic round as well, and like they turned up, bro, and it was just crazy. The support we got. I think it was one side of the stadium was just going off, and that was an awesome experience.
You talked about not looking too far ahead before. Are you guys already starting to talk about the Tigers game this weekend, or are you just focusing on what you guys are going to do?
Yeah, for sure we are. You know, the boys came in today, and then we did some review from the game against the Raiders, had a look at that, and then went out and trained. And today was more so about us to fix what we did on the weekend, and then I think when we come in on Wednesday, that'll be more so prep against Tigers and then get some defensive movements down pat as well against them, because, you know, seeing their game on the weekend, they can score some points. But similar to us at the moment, they can make some errors at times, stupid errors at times. So I think it's going to be a game that we want to win, but it's going to be a tough one as well.
But where it's looking like the way the Tigers are shaping up, and then where we are with injury, is going to be some exciting young boys out on the park.
Oh, for sure, Dai, and that's what's important for us. I mean, it puts a smile on my face knowing that some of these young boys are going to come in and get a crack, because they all deserve it. They all work really hard. So I'm excited to see those boys come out and play. It's always awesome to see them get a crack at putting that jumper on. So yeah, I'm excited to see those boys.
Does it boost the boys like yourself who've played a lot of games? Does it boost you up when you see someone like Leka Halasima coming out and just blowing the doors off? Does it really amp everyone up?
For sure. And like when you see Leka, he's real chilled at training. Like he just goes through the gears and through the motions at training, and you're like, oh, like, is he even trying? And then you're like, man. And then he gets on the field, bro, and he gets that ball in his hands. It's like a different beast. He just, you know what I mean? He just knows when it's game day, he's so ready for it. And seeing boys like that, Zion as well. Zion's going to be like massive future at the club. Ali as well. And players like Rocco, that's played a lot of footy as well in the last couple of years. So it's exciting times for the club in terms of our young boys coming through. And then for me to be able to be there and watch those boys do it, it's so cool.
I do like the way that everyone gets G'd up for someone's debut. I guess because you can remember it. Yeah. Because you don't have Instagram, but I saw that there was a post, one of the Morris brothers posted for your debut. Yeah. So they were obviously playing when you debuted there for the Dogs.
Yeah,
I love the Morris boys.
Yeah. If they walked in here right now, do you reckon you could tell them apart?
Yes.
You could?
Yeah, I could.
What's the tell? How do you know?
Josh is taller, I think.
Okay.
And BMOS kind of walks like with a bit more of a hunch.
Right.
What he's trying to say is Josh has got a neck and Brett doesn't. Brett sort of more.
Yeah, Brett's more.
Yeah.
Josh is more outgoing.
Yeah, right.
And then BMO's kind of just chilled, But very like legends of the game, to be honest. I was very privileged to play with them.
Yeah, definitely. Olympics starting in, I think like later on this week.
Yeah.
Not too far away. Is there a sport that you like watching when the Olympics fire up?
Obviously the 100-meter sprint, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been watching that sprint show at the minute. So I'm just seeing
What's
that. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
So watching that Marcel Jacobs run. A few of the Americans coming up too. So I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
If you had to have a crack at making a medal in one of the sports, what would it be? Would you go the 100-meter sprint?
Nah, I wouldn't. Maybe if I was a bit younger, I would have. But at the minute, probably not. Maybe something long distance. Maybe the 400, 800 maybe.
Oh,
I'll give it a crack.
You know, I reckon Jaz Tevaga would be really good at the rhythmic gymnastics. You know, like doing the flips across the thing in a little...
You reckon?
Little swimsuit and the ribbon and stuff. He just strikes me as a guy who'd be good at that.
I reckon more of like a shot putter.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? He's a bit...
As the ball.
He's a bit stocky, you know? A bit stocky, Jazzy. So I reckon, yeah.
I reckon Valerie Adams could probably shot put Jaz Tevaga, to be honest. I've watched that.
Brilliant. All right, we've lost our shape here.
We've gone way off topic here.
Thank you very much for your time, Marcelo. Go good. Tune into the podcast.
Boys.
Cheers,
appreciate
mate. All right, welcome back into the podcast. It's a real honour and a privilege to have Jaz Tevaga join us in the seat. G'day, Jaz. How you getting on, mate?
Good, mate. Good.
What's the story? How's the rehab going?
I'm not in rehab.
Oh, great. Off to
Has he done his research?
He just usually has a couple of beers before we start.
Yeah, I mean, look, the commentary on Friday night was a different thing. This time, stone cold sober. No, just so the hammy's feeling all good?
Yeah, bro. Hammy's feeling good. Body's feeling all good, actually.
Hey, I've always wanted to ask you, when you come on to the park, it's always exciting for me because you come on 110%, right? Is there ever a point where you've got to sort of mitigate it so you don't go too hard out? Because...
No, I think in my earlier years, I'm just talking a couple of years ago, I was guilty of, going too hard. and then I'd get caught up in the emotional side of it. I'd get angry, and then I'll be seeing red, and that's when I'd F up, and probably cost me 10 minutes in the bin a few too many times, but I had to tone it down a bit. So, yeah, finding a good balance at the moment.
Yeah, like, do you listen to music to G yourself up or to calm yourself down before the game?
Bit of both. At the start, I'm trying to G myself up, and then like just before I run out, I'll try and listen to Uncle Bob or something to
Fat Freddy's.
calm me down. Yeah.
What do you go to G yourself up at Lincoln Park?
Nah, 50
Oh,
Cent gets
nice.
me going, eh?
Yeah.
Feel a little gangster in that.
Listening to many.
But I'm not.
Do you get given like a specific game plan just before you're going to go out, or is it you vibing the game and what needs to happen?
My role is pretty simple. It's just run hard, tackle hard. I feel like the bench has got to offer a lot of energy. So when I come on, I'm a smaller body in the middle there. Offer a bit more leg speed and, just go hard for as long as I can. And then when I'm effed, put my hand up and bring Adam back on.
Is it different when you start?
Yeah, 100%. When you start, you got to sort of like pace yourself. Like you obviously want to get a good start, but that first 20 minutes, that grind, it's different. It's a different beast. Yeah. I come on when everyone's after that 20 minutes when everyone's effed, and I can come on and I look a bit faster than everyone else. But that first 20 minutes is pretty hard.
And your combination with Walker coming off the bench there, do you like getting fired up with him coming out together?
Yeah, we had a good thing going, the board bros.
Yeah, man.
But he's grown his hair back, so that's gone down the drain. And he's starting. He's taking over Toru, so no more board bros, this stink fella.
Yeah.
What's it like when you get into a rhythm of playing, then due to injuries and that thing shuffle around and you're playing a different role, he's playing a different role? Does it take a mental toll, or is it just switching places around?
I wouldn't say it takes a mental toll. Sometimes it does, especially when your key players are out. It's a bit deflating. But we're like a next man up mentality. We have full confidence with whoever comes in. But it does suck when one of your bros goes down. Just everyone's got a job to do, so try and get it done.
But then it must be so awesome when you're down on troops, and I think back to like that Penrith game, Magic Round, then when the young boys, then Tane steps up. And
100%, like when the young fellas come through and shine, it's a good feeling. I'm so happy for them, and the club's in a good spot. Like we've got a lot of good young fellas coming through, and I think in a couple of years, like you will start to see the fruits of all these young fellas.
What do you reckon the biggest step up is for those boys going from New South Wales Cup to playing first grade? Is the game day preparation must be different, and it's just a whole nother scale. Yeah,
when they step up, like we try and not make them feel like it's a big jump, because we want them to be confident, even though it is a big jump, with the intensity and you got to be on 24/7. Otherwise, there's too many guys that are too smart these days that will, if you're not on, they'll exploit you and pull your pants down. So not like that, not like that. But you got to be on, and we just try and make them feel confident. But obviously, when they start becoming a regular first grader, their prep certainly changes, and they find out for themselves. Like they either learn the hard way or they don't. So yeah.
Does it get a bit competitive at training when because there's so much talent on the roster at the moment, and dudes competing for just one or two jerseys here and there? Does it get a bit competitive sometimes?
Everything's competitive, bro.
Yeah.
Every training, when we do our G2, which is like our big day, our cup boys replicate who we're versing. So this week we've got the Tigers. They'll look at all the Tigers shapes and run it against us.
Oh, yeah.
And those battles, man, they're like full on, full on. And then even in preseason, when everyone's fighting, you don't know who cemented their spots apart from the stars like Ads, Shawnee, all those guys. The battles are out there are pretty solid, sometimes bigger than the ones you face on the weekend. So everyone's fighting for a spot, but we don't take it personal. We know it's a business, and everyone's fighting for the same position. So
Gets a bit like that at the ACC. I feel like people are often coming for my spot, and asking how the rehab was going. It's probably not helped my case this week. But in my defence, I was blind drunk. We did the commentary on the weekend, so I don't remember it.
That sounds fun.
Well, it must be awesome, though, being like part of the club, especially now when you're looking that it's not just New South Wales Cup. We've actually got a whole sort of guys coming through from right of the younger grades, all under the Warriors banner, and they're really turning up and performing.
Yeah, well, Kepi, Cam, Weeby, Robbo, they've all put in our pathways, and it's only about time. It's like about time they've done that. Not saying it's their fault that we hadn't had it in the past, but you know, if you look at teams like Penrith and you know, they all their junior grades and that, like all their stars and that come through their junior grades.
They got photos of them when they're like 7 years old and a
bro. One year they won, like it was like the NRL, the Cup, the juniors. They won all of it, and now our club, we've got all that in place, and our talent can stay here in New Zealand instead of other clubs coming over and poaching our boys. Because the amount of times you see like a Warriors junior or someone going to another team and how successful they become. Now we've got pathways in place where we can keep all our talent here, as much as talent as we can.
Well, we can have those photos. Like I think there's that one's Cam Murray and Keon Kolomatangi.
They're
like 6 years old playing at the South Feeder Club.
Was it like? What was it like for you coming up? Was you from Christchurch originally?
I'm born in Christchurch. I'm raised in Papakura.
Right.
Played Papakura right through. And I played junior Warriors, so I've come through right through the system. But there's not many of us that have. Like me and Bunty are probably the only ones, and Sean. Even though Sean did a stint overseas. There's not many of us left. So
and our age grade teams always do so well, like 20s and all that. Like we always
our 20s, we always made the finals. So if we kept our 20s team, I won my year. So if we kept that team, maybe we'd have a ring.
Nah.
Thanks.
Do you have a favourite Aussie ground to play at?
Suncorp. Yep. Suncorp. Just
what is it? Is it the atmosphere or the
Caxton?
The thing, I don't know. The thing about Caxton. The thing about that ground, it always gets packed, and majority of it's Kiwis in Queensland, and just the history at that ground. For some reason it's always packed. And
it's a great place to watch New South Wales beat Queensland as well. I find,
that was cool.
What was it like when you've got Mitch playing for New South Wales and you've got Kurt playing for Queensland? Was there any ribbing between them?
No, there wasn't actually.
Did they not talk?
Well, see, we played on the Saturday. Who did we play? We played the Broncos. And then we won. And then they got called on it was either Saturday night or Sunday morning that they met in the squad, and so we didn't see them before they left. I don't think Bunny was going to go to the camp unless he was in the team. So since he was in the team, we knew that he was playing. Which was, Bunny's been our best player all year. He's been a terrific leader, and I'm so happy for him because he's been knocking on that door for a while now, and I was happy that he, especially over Capes too. It would have been a hard week for Capes. Lost on Wednesday and then went down to the Raiders just on the Sunday. So
tough week. Hey, just before we were talking to Marcelo and we were talking to him about what, like if you had to go to the Olympics, what sport do you reckon you'd be good at? I reckon you'd be quite good at rhythmic gymnastics.
Yeah, I reckon you'd be good at the flips and all that sort of stuff.
I'm not flexible.
And doing some back cartwheels on the beam. Like give me sort of Simone Biles type vibes.
What are you asking? What I'd be good at, or what I want to play?
What would you want to do if you had to go to the Olympics? What sport would you pick?
Boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, be a boxer. But
the weight divisions are funny in the Olympics. They're like lighter, so you'd probably have to fight dudes that are because David Newcomb, now that he's pro, he's had to go upper weight division. Yeah. You probably have to fight dudes who are like 6'3".
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the middleweight. Like Izzy is my weight. Adesanya.
Yeah, far out.
And he looks huge.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to cut some weight. Jump in the sauna.
Yeah, be a weight bully. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time so far today, Jaz, and go well on the weekend, bro.
Thanks, brother. Cheers.
Well, welcome back into the Mad Monday podcast. Huge honour and privilege to have Luke Metcalf on the couch opposite us. Luke, obviously you played on the weekend, 3 tries. How did you find that experience?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, didn't get the win, but the 3 tries obviously helps.
Yeah, helps with the super coach.
Helps the ego. Yeah.
I genuinely had questions written down for you in front of me. Jaz sits down and I go, how's rehab? You heard it from all that.
Yes. No, I did hear it through the wall, but I went to the question. I'll act like you just asked me that. We'll forget that.
How is the rehab going?
Oh yes, good question. Now it's going good. It's been 17 weeks now.
Yeah,
it's actually gone pretty quick for me anyway. But yeah, it's obviously frustrating to hurt yourself 4 rounds into the season. You do the whole preseason just waiting to play, and then but no, it's going good. I'm hopefully only a few more weeks away.
Where I reckon I'd freak out with rehab is getting to the point where you're almost better and then pushing it too hard.
Yeah, it's sort of you can be like that, but you're taken care of so good, like by the physios and stuff like that. So you trust them, and you know that like when you're that close, which I'm probably in that stage right now of that I'm so close. I'm back training with the team, but I just can't play just yet. So I'm at that stage now, but you just got to trust the physios and the doctors and all that they've got the right plan in place, and you just follow that and just
So do you do like no contact, like train, but yeah.
So,
not to smash you.
Yeah, no. So today was my first day of just like shackles off. You just train do the whole session. Yeah. So the first couple times it was like that. It was like, oh, he's doing his first session. But today was my first day of proper. No, it's all right. You can tackle. You can get tackled. Everything's fine.
Yeah, and I know all fans have just loved having you at the club. You enjoying being a Warrior? Yeah,
it's awesome. I actually spoke to someone the other day and was saying it's the best decision I've made in my young career so far. I'm only 25 now, but yeah, it's been awesome. Just even away from football as well, it's been awesome to live in a new country. I've got my fiance over here, and we're loving going to Waiheke Island, going to Queenstown, just things like that. It's been everyone's so friendly too in New Zealand. So the football's been good, but away from it couldn't be better too.
Has Freddie Lussick given you any tips on Manawave?
No, if there's one person I'm not taking tips from, it's him. No, he actually hasn't. He was loving himself after that, though. He was.
Yeah. Everyone was.
Yeah, he needs to take some lessons from the Broncos, that Xavier Willison.
Yes.
His was awesome.
Yeah.
His was mad. But
you got two ends of the spectrum. There's Xavier Willison and Freddie Lussick. Oh, yeah. They're very different people.
Yeah. Obviously, they got similar games.
Yeah.
They're big, they're strong, powerful runners of the ball.
Well, Freddie, didn't he play in the middle a couple of weeks ago?
I think he did, front row.
Yeah.
I think he did play front row.
Powerful stuff. You're heading over to Las Vegas. So I was talking to Marcelo before about who, as you're getting off the plane, who's the one player that the coaches are going to pull aside and just be like, hey, just keep a lid on it this weekend. It didn't say you. You'll be relieved today.
Yeah, not me. I'm good like that.
Who do you think he did say?
I think he would say. Did he say Mitch Barnett?
No, he didn't.
Rocco Berry.
He said Rocco Berry.
Yeah. No. Mitch is a father now, 2 kids, 2 boys, so he's all right. Yeah, I think Rocco Berry because he's. I don't want to comment on his status, but no
responsibilities.
He's young. He's got no responsibilities. He's young. Yeah, I feel like he could have a good time.
Yeah,
it'll be quite hard because I imagine you'll have pretty big train tracks because it's the beginning of a season. You want to hit the ground running, so it'll be hard not to get distracted, eh?
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Like, it's going to be mad. Everyone's going to go want to have a look around and do everything like that. But yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, we know that we're there to play round one, and it's probably just a lot more hype and a lot more. It's almost like you're playing a finals game or something like that. That's the only way I can sort of think about it. But I think it's going to be good that I think the teams this year went over about 10 days earlier, so they sort of got to do it and see it all. So then by the time the game comes around, you've sort of done most things. Yeah.
Is that what you guys are doing? We don't know yet.
I have no idea. Yeah, we haven't even really spoke about it too much. I don't think they want to speak about it just too yet.
I think Cam George said in his interview that one of the keys is just to be based in Vegas the whole time, so you're not, like other teams did San Diego for a bit.
Get desensitized straight away. Get there, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think because we're going over, or the ACC's sending people over, we're having massive scraps internally to see who gets to go.
Oh yeah, imagine.
You're nailing it with a question. So
I've just scratched myself in the last 15 minutes. But I think the plan for us is to land on the day the game is, because we're horrific for first night fever. So if we can just land when the game's on, then that saves us from blowing out on the first night.
Yeah.
Just having an absolute mozzie.
That's right. 4 games.
Here's an issue I've got, actually, that I wouldn't mind help from both of you two. I've got a mate whose wedding is on the same weekend as the Warriors playing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
How good of a mate is he?
I'm in the bridal party, but I'm not best man. But I am in the bridal party.
I don't know. I'm just saying, if that was me and my mate went to just a normal game, just it's a regular season game, I'd be a bit off it.
But what if the regular season game was in Las Vegas, though?
Have you tried to get them to move their wedding to Las Vegas?
that was the first thing I did. I was like, mate, come over.
How selfish of him.
Get Elvis to do the wedding. We'll do a shotgun wedding in the chapel there.
Have you thought about getting a stand-in for you?
Oh, fake me. To stand in at the wedding.
G-Lane with a sort of darker...
Yeah, you could pay someone to be like, what's that movie on Prime with John Cena, and they pay him
Yeah.
to act like their friend for years.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No,
Get John Cena to stand.
Yeah,
in
I was
the-
just gonna say, yeah. I think that might work. Just chuck a beard on John Cena would be a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the whole nation's fallen in love with Webby, right? As a coach, I love his press conferences because he's a cool head. He's calm. He never loses it. Sort of the opposite of what you think of your Craig Bellamy's, your Ricky Stewarts, and that. Does he ever give a spray in the sheds?
No, I feel like with what you see is what you get. Like in the press conference, like he's literally just himself. So his demeanor and how he talks and says what went wrong in the game is literally exactly what he's just spoke to us about in the changing rooms. But he's just talking to the media. So it's literally the same. Yeah, it's not too like animated or spraying too much, but he gets his message across in a way that makes sure you understand it and you've heard it and. Like you respect it in that way. You know, he doesn't need to shout at you and yell at you to get the point across.
He also seems like a guy that is really good at bringing people together, getting a real sort of family vibe amongst the team.
Yeah, and I feel like as well, him probably being from Australia probably creates that too because I think he was assistant coach here a few years ago, so he probably knows what the club needs and what players need. Because I don't think not even half the squad would probably be from Auckland. Like I'd say there's boys who are from down south or from Australia or whatever. So I think he understands what to create that sort of environment, what it does for boys away from football too, and make their partners feel comfortable and their kids feel comfortable.
Is it almost worse that he doesn't come in and give you a spray sometimes, like when you're expecting it, and then he's just like, is it more like I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed sort of thing?
It could be like that, but yeah, no, I've had a couple of coaches in the past who love to give a spray, but yeah, I like Webby's version. He's not nice and calm, comes across good, and like I said, he says in a way that you make sure you get the point, and it's like he tells you what it is, but and you understand and you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
So like I like it.
And I suppose a lot of times, if something's gone really wrong on the field, you know that.
Yeah,
You don't need someone to yell at you
berate you.
again. You're like, I'm well aware I dropped the ball on the try line, bro.
yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, well, so when we walk out of here and you berate me for asking Jaz how the rehab's going,
I'm gonna ride you, mate.
yeah, he's gonna ride me right into the dirt. But how are the preparations going for the next few weeks? You said you might be like a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
I suppose you can't tell too much, but like, what does that look like as you start to approach playing again?
So it's like I said before, today was my first day of actually fully in everything. So I probably got another 3 weeks of that, I'd say, of like actually being in every drill, doing every single little thing, doing all the tackling. There's probably a 3-week block of that, and just like some little things in the gym that I probably got to tick off too, just around some like just minute, like minuscule things that you'd think probably wouldn't be as big as a deal, but like it actually is. So yeah, it's probably more just that. Now it's a time thing, just like getting the time of my legs doing like 13v13 against the boys, actually getting tackling people. So yeah, it's hopefully it's only 3 weeks away.
Yeah, and how are the boys sort of looking at? I suppose you've just got to take it week by week, but how are they looking at the rest of the season now?
I feel like everyone's real positive. Like obviously the result last 2 weeks didn't go away, and they're such close games that it's easy to sort of think, if we only just won those 2 games, you can look at the ladder and all that stuff. But I feel everyone's real confident and knows that it's not like we're playing horrendous and we're losing the game, getting beat every week by 30 points. We know that when we're on, and we can beat any team in the comp. Like you've seen this year where we have put it together and we have played good, we can beat the good teams. So I feel like everyone knows what we have to do and what our standard is, but it's just more or less implementing and going out there and doing it for 80 minutes.
It's also such an even season, I think. Like when you look at the ladder, we're only like a couple of points away from sort of 9 and then into the top 8.
The top 8, I reckon, could even be on points differential.
Yeah.
Yeah, it 100% will be.
I was looking at it like this year compared to last year. It feels like it's the 50-50s last year went the Warriors' way. This year they didn't. And that could be the difference. 50-50s go our way in 3 games. We're 7th.
Yeah,
you know?
we look at like the Melbourne game at the start of the year. Like you can go through the year and sort of just pick out a couple games if you win those. But it's always hindsight. It's always like funny. You can go back and pick a game.
You can't think that way. It'll do your head in.
You just got to go. We've got 6 games. Let's try and win every single. Like take it week by week. But you're thinking we can win every game. Like to give ourselves the best shot.
Yeah, we were saying before to Marcelo over there in Canberra when they were blowing the horn, bloke in the background, ripping a can cone. And I asked him, what's one of the weirdest things that he's seen in the stands? Is there anything you've seen in the in the stand?
Nothing like
that.
that. Yeah, I feel like that just takes a cake. Like I haven't seen anything too bad. I've heard some mad sprays on the side.
Oh, really?
I've heard some good sprays. Yeah.
Obviously, you can't repeat what they say.
Yeah, I know. Can't repeat. Yeah, can't repeat what they say.
Do they get up here for? Is it when you're coming off, like subbed off, or you can hear?
No,
it
I remember I ran on last year versus the Titans, and I ran on for second half, and we were waiting for them to run out. So we were there for probably like a minute and a half, waiting for them to come out, and so we're kicking our way, and I was just standing on the wing because obviously. Like halves. You see they stand on the wing just for the kickoff. And some bloke was just spraying me going, get off the wing, number 6. Get in there. Like, obviously, that was a friendly version.
Yeah.
So he was obviously, give me F's and C's and everything like that. But and I was like cracking up. Like, I didn't want him to see me. Like, that I could hear him and I was laughing. But it was funny.
Like, get in there and come off the back fence off the kickoff here. Is that what he wanted?
I don't know what he wants me to do.
In those big stadiums, though, does it just become white noise?
Yeah, you don't really... Yeah, you can't really hear too much, like especially games. Like I remember last year, Combank when we played Parramatta, and there was like there was a Warriors chant, like you could hear that. But yeah, no, it's not too. You don't really hear. That's like literally probably one of the only times where I've heard something directly like to me like that. That was at halftime because I wasn't doing anything. But yeah, you can't really like especially games here at Mount Smart. You're just hearing. It's just
a roar.
It's just a roar, yeah.
It's different to the New South Wales Cup games, though, where it's a bit more of a sparse crowd, and then you've got a couple of dudes who are just
you'll definitely be able to hear then,
Yeah, we've been asking each of the boys that have come through today, Olympics starting up, if you had to head over to the Olympics, have a crack at something, what would you pick?
Like that I think I'm good at, or just that I wish I could do? Or something that I actually think
Let's go with the first one. What you think? Like, if I sent you over and I'm like, you have to win a medal here, what sport would you pick? Not saying that you would, but like if you had to pick one, you think you'd be all right at?
Like, it would have to be running, but I'm not going to beat them because they're so fast.
No,
I
but
definitely wouldn't medal.
What
I reckon
distance?
you'd be good at javelin.
Javelin?
For some
Nah,
reason.
they're like upper body. I'm too small.
Yeah.
Maybe like long jump.
Oh,
Jump
yeah.
fast, get a good runner. Obviously, that would beat me, but yeah.
How do you reckon the Warriors would go as a team in synchronised swimming?
Oh,
Are you guys
some of
in
our boys
tune
can't
enough?
even swim.
Oh.
So that wouldn't be good. Yeah,
We should
Some
actually
of our
come
boys
out and do
just
some
sink.
water safety with them. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, come to Onehunga pools in the pre-season and you'll see.
Some boys that sink like a stone. Well, thanks very much for your time so far, Luke. Go well over the next few weeks and good luck with the rehab, mate. You are doing rehab,
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
rehab,
also
I am.
tell Jaz, hope his hammy comes right and best of luck. with his
I'll
rehab,
let him
okay?
know. I'll pass on.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate.
All good.